Assalamu alaikum, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Sumayya Imam, and you, my dear, are about to fall in love with this channel. I'm being extra. Anyways, you guys, this video is probably going to be the realest video I've ever made, and it's very different from my usual videos. And in this video, I'm talking about confidence, I'm talking about growth, I'm talking about feeling beautiful and the way you carry yourself. And it's not only me, but we're sharing our stories with you guys today so that we can all learn from different people's experiences, and in that way grow together and also maybe help people around us grow. So I hope you learn and you enjoy. So I jotted some things down from the entire event and all, and I'll be holding this book. So a few days ago, or I think it's a week ago, I was rearranging my cupboard and bringing out some old stuff when I came across an old picture of me with a diary and along some other books and all that. This
Anyways,
isn't the usual how to build your confidence video or these are 5 steps to do blah blah blah. This is us being vulnerable and real. I'm putting it out there to help ourselves and others. So please feel free to drop your comments about your own experiences, and let's all relate and grow because we are journeying together, aren't we? Sumaya in that picture had these innocent eyes. Oh my god. The picture looks so innocent. I just want to hug her from the picture. I tell her that we survived that phase of life. As I stared at the old pic, I saw little Sumaya's very, very, when I say very, 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 very innocent eyes stare back at me. It was like the cutest thing. And then, you guys, that was when the realization hit me. You see, along the line growing up, at when I in from SS1 and all, I started to feel beautiful. I found out I was pretty, and people actually complimented my looks, the way I smiled, and I started to appreciate myself to the extent I got the confidence. I don't know at what point exactly, and I don't know what events made me confident about my looks, but I got the confidence at some point in time, and I was feeling myself. Oh my god. The interesting thing is, till the time I was staring at that picture, which was last week, I always thought that I was ugly. I was ugly in the past, and for some reason, maybe with adolescence and all that, I became pretty. So, the interesting thing is now the realization that hit me. As a grown up girl, I'm now realizing that even when I was growing up, I wasn't actually ugly. I was like, so what was Sumaya worrying about? What was little me in this picture worrying about so much at that age when she looked so cute and had this very big innocent eyes? Why was I so worried? Why did I try to fit in? Why did I try to be the best at this and that? And I was never the top in my class. Alhamdulillah, I used to be like maybe among first five. I used to try to be like, okay, since I'm not pretty, at least let me be intelligent or let me be active in some school things. I didn't have the longest hair. I didn't have the finest eyes. I wasn't in fact, I was even the most stubborn, even in the stubborn part. So I wasn't just the best at anything. And I never really fit in. So I always tried to fit in. Always little me thinking. She was so beautiful. I would I'm even jealous of those innocent eyes in that picture. Because I genuinely think that maybe the innocence from the eyes have faded. I don't know, Sha. I posted on my WhatsApp status sort of saying my experience and how I feel now. And I asked people to also relay their experiences when they were growing up. And everyone started to share her story from that ugly stage, or that I'm trying to fit in stage in life where we all pass through. They're they are in different ways in everybody's life. And I laughed so much when I listened to different people's stories, but I also learned so much from the stories. And that is what I'm here to share with you guys. I hope you learn from it. And if you still haven't healed, if you still haven't gotten the confidence we have gotten right now that we feel like, yeah, now we are beautiful, I hope you heal. And I hope little you heals too.
Well, bro, my experience was, I don't even know. It was, I don't, Like at one point, I hated my teeth, I hated my lips. I just then at some other point, I think when I hit like 13, 14, then it was like I just felt I wasn't pretty at all. Like throughout secondary school, I did. People used to be like, when I had long hair, and people used to be like, "Oh, see that fine girl with long hair?" I'll be like, "Okay." Like, okay, who are you talking about? Even like when I got into uni, I was still struggling, and then like acne is, oh my god. Then it took time. It took a lot of time. I think it started maybe I think when I started feeling comfortable in my skin was probably when I turned 21 or something. But I still wasn't that comfortable or confident. People and their comments and the sly remarks and like, oh my gosh, don't you use anything, this and that? Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And then, like, you're not a doctor, and then when someone like judges you and feels like you're not doing anything about it, and then even with all the skincare and everything, the acne just keeps coming. Just keeps coming. Throughout my secondary school, I didn't like taking pictures. Like I have so little pictures of me in school, and then I'm like regret. I'm like, why did I not take pictures? I only have like one or two pictures from my senior secondary school because at that time I felt I wasn't that pretty and all that stuff. I was like, I could have taken pictures because I'd love to look back and say, oh my god, this is how I looked then. But then I didn't feel it at that time. I didn't feel confident. And one day I woke up and like wanted to self-develop and worked on my confidence. I think I first watched one video, I think it was from Fatima Garba, and said she was like, if you think you are fine, people too will think you are fine. And you might even be prettier than that person, but just because of the way the person is carrying themselves. So I started working on myself and I watched some videos, read books. It was a really hard journey. It was a tough journey. There were so many days I cried. I feel like even a butterfly, just like a butterfly, it has to go through that ugly phase from a caterpillar to a beautiful butterfly. So that's it.
Do. So I have this story from a friend of mine. Keep it in mind that all the people that wrote this are people I feel are extremely, extremely beautiful, like top notch. So you don't even know what somebody is passing through or passed through at a point in their life. In early stages of my growth, I used to feel insecure about my height and how petite I used to look, even beside people younger than me. People somehow always complimented my looks, but at the same time pointed out how short I was. Not knowing the kind of damage they were doing to the younger me, I'll do exercises and eat beans most of the time just to grow taller or fatter. I often liked to work with people who are like me than those who look taller. I relate to this so much. Hey. But what helped me overcome those? I can't pinpoint one thing that helped me shift my perspective about myself. But I think I realized that people often think I was younger than my mates, which I started taking pride in at some point. Have you ever looked at not being very tall this way? Because I realized when I get older than I was, then I want to look younger. I won't have to stress much about it because obviously she already looks younger than her age. And then I realized being skinny is the standard, and at least internationally, I didn't see it as such because I didn't allow myself to see that it was. But when I shifted my perspective from seeing it as an insecurity to rather seeing it as a thing of beauty, I don't feel hurt anymore when people point them out because I feel they are projecting their insecurities on me. Let me say that again. Because I feel they are projecting their insecurities on me. This is so true. Now I have realized that I'm not short nor too tall, of an average height for a lady. I think no matter our body type, when we learn to accept ourselves and take pride in the way Allah created us and shaped us, and also try to stay healthy, nothing can hurt us. I love this last part when she said, when we take pride in the way Allah created us, because I used to feel like, okay, in the end, whatever way you look right now that maybe you're not comfortable with, think of it as that's how God created you, and that's how He wants to see you. You're just perfect for him that way. And in the end, who are you even striving for? What were you brought to this earth to do? We're about to worship him. When you think that, okay, Allah actually created me this way, and Allah wants to see me this way. Omo, hey, you should be feeling yourself like you're carrying it on your head that I just look very, very okay, like top notch kind of. So for the second story, this one says, I watched an old Bollywood music video then. I remember how I used to feel when I was younger, and I thought I was the most beautiful girl. I thought I was beautiful like Kareena Kapoor or Aishwarya Rai. You guys should know them if you were that Indian fan that year. But as I grew older, I realized we don't have that kind of beauty around here. Okay, this I disagree with because black beauty. Have you seen Africans? We're like a different kind of beauty. Okay, okay. Everything crumbled when I became an adolescent. Maybe because of the changes. There are times where my esteem is so low. Well, I have friends that look like IG models, they're very feminine and I'm not. Okay. Well, in our group, I was the tall one and Nafi Sujiki, which means I'm fatter than them. And even now, I don't like to be compared to those other girls, especially to those Masuri Gima. There's people that, how do I describe Rigima? Oh, if you don't understand, I'm so sorry. She was like, it affects my self esteem. And sometimes the joke that people make, I know it's jokes, but it used to cause me. That example my friend gave is one I really want to talk about. I feel like it's very interesting the way she brought it out. And then it's true. There's a point in your life where you might not be as pretty, that adolescence part. But in the case of butterfly, it was actually ugly when it was a caterpillar before it grew the wings and everything became beautiful. But in our own case, we were beautiful from start. That's just the truth. But we didn't realize it. And if you don't, like, people see you the way you see yourself. If you feel like you're ugly, then everybody would see you as ugly because you don't carry yourself that way. So since we thought we were ugly, since we felt we were ugly, everybody else spoke about how ugly we were. And yeah, that was why we felt that way. So it's not like at any point of your life you're ugly. It's just you thinking you're ugly when you're not. And that's where the building confidence in your looks, in your own skin, matters. The next person's story, she says, my sister still tell me I'm an ugly child. My mom says it's not true. But Omo, I stopped trying. I gave up and I was like, it is what it is. And what she said here shocked me. Now, this is somebody I know that I feel is like black beauty. When somebody is dark and then they're like really, really pretty. She said, the difference between me and you, that's she and I, Sumaya, is that till now I don't believe that she doesn't believe she's not ugly. Or rather, I know I'm not. So till now, she's still struggling with that level of confidence that I'm talking about, or that I was talking about on my WhatsApp story. As I was discussing further with my friend, she gisted me about how she started to wear hijab and she thinks it might be one of the things that may have affected her esteem at a point. In my part of the world, wearing hijab isn't difficult. I live in northern Nigeria and Alhamdulillah, in a state where in Nigeria it's one of the easiest to just come up with your hijab. We literally grow up with hijab, so we don't need to pick it up later in life and start struggling and all that. So I grew up wearing hijab. But I can't just imagine how other people feel. Maybe you were used to life without hijab and then you start learning to wear hijab. And you were used to the compliments you usually get about, oh, how pretty you look, oh, how your hair looks, how your outfit looks. And then now you're wearing hijab and you're covering it. And then those compliments slowly, slowly start to go down. I feel like at a point, you might start to feel less pretty, less appreciated, less respected even, because we know that in Nigeria many full hijabites are somehow underrated because people think we're uneducated or we can't speak fluent English or different things like that. So if you can relate to this, this message is also for you. I hope that you pick something from this video because you are as pretty as you can ever be,
And the decision to wear hijab is for Allah's sake, and never ever forget that and hold on to that.
I just want to say this. I don't know if you noticed, but there's something that is common in all the stories. Everybody talked about how some people joked about their looks or how people spoke about their height and other things that could have been insecurities to them. You see, one thing I want you to pick from this video is not only about yourself, but also about how you treat others. Please don't be that person. Don't be that person that would go around joking about this and joking about that. And also, if you see other people doing that, please correct them. Let's not share this negativity. Let's not be the reason why somebody feels insecure or somebody is this and that. Let's not be. Oh my god, you guys, thank you so much for staying with me through this video if you reach this point, because at the point, I don't know, I just felt like it was emotional. But then please feel free to share your experiences with us in the comment section, because we were literally just very, very vulnerable with you too. And if you have your own stories that you feel like you want to share, or maybe some points that people can learn from, you can say it in the comment section or come to my socials. I'll reply and repost so that everybody can learn from. Share a story that you feel you're okay with, please. Don't, if it's too personal to you, then there's no need sharing it. I hope you heal from whatever it is you're struggling with. I hope you build that confidence, and I hope you can get that girl power. Come on. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.